Hi and welcome back to Siasa Bido TV. I'm your host Idalina Chinambaya, and today we have our SACU leaders and we're going to ask them questions to do with SACU, wakijibu tujue kuhusu whatever they do, tuwaelewe zaidi. So hi,
Hi.
welcome. I'd like all of you to introduce yourselves, your names, course that you're doing, and the position that you're in.
Okay. I am Tukumwenzi. I am a student here in KCA. I'm a finalist of Bachelor of Education Arts, History and Kiswahili, and currently I'm working in SACU Council as the Academic Secretary. Thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Dennis Mochi. I take Extreme Science. I'm the SACU chairperson.
Yeah, hi comrades. My name is Kaimen. I'm a marketing major at this university. I'm also a student leader, a student secretary general. That's all about what I do at KC University, though I got other some engagements out there.
Thank you. So during elections last year, you campaigned on the basis of bringing change. So what is the significant change that you brought from last year's SACU Council? So what is different from what the SACU leaders from last year have done?
I think I can go first before my other colleagues respond.
Mhm.
So in governance, in a way, mostly especially in the campus governance and leadership when it comes to student leaders, you don't work on the blueprints of the previous councils. You work on your own blueprints. So when we came into office, we had a number of objectives and agendas to work on. And so far so good, some of them we've actualized them. For example, the SACU bursaries or maybe financial aid for the students who are less fortunate. For instance, very soon we're going to have a SACU dinner, and the objective of it is to raise funds for our less fortunate comrades. We've issued bursaries, which are amounting more than 50,000, which is quite a milestone when compared to the previous councils. When it comes to entertainment, our events, they are super dope. So, yeah, I think my colleagues can say a word.
You have anything to add on?
Yeah, from where we sit, we have not just only done more than we did. We did more for the students. As my colleague has said, from the previous record, we used to, students used to get the salary of 150,000 up to we, the help and the help the others are not here. We are able to disperse bursaries amounting to 0.8 million for the first semester. And we have, as he has said, we have also organized on how we will ensure this is constantly there as the days go by. That is why we are going to launch a supplement. This is an annual event which should be done at every council to organize these funds for bursaries. Other than that, we introduced the first event by the name of Twenty. From the previous councils, there used to be a King and Queen, but now without these are changing. We can be the first in the world, not just in Kenya, in East Africa, to have a prom night. That is where we had a prom night, and we have a prom, the first prom king in East and Central Africa, courtesy of us. Thirdly, we have launched last week, we have launched a campaign which has never been launched about zero exam regularity. On that one, my colleague will expound more on it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now that my colleagues have talked about the maybe co-curricular activities that SACU Council have done, let me major on the academics. When we come to academics, that is the core thing that all of us are doing here in KCA. And there's one thing that I work with as the academic secretary, that is the class representative. So one thing that we have tried as the council is to empower this team. We have had several meetings with the class representative where we have achieved even having guest speakers in those meetings where our class representatives are talked to in well acquainted with what is leadership, because we have realized that there are those who are just in those positions, not because they want to serve communists, but just because of the small token that they give at the end of the semester. But now, if you talk to many of them, they know they exist, and they represent the students through the Sacco Council of the administration. As the chairperson has said, this year we have also launched a very big campaign, that is a zero examination responsibility campaign. Very soon you will be seeing banners and posters around everywhere. This campaign is to caution our students. You see, previously we have had students being expelled away from school, suspended because of exam cheating, and this is something that us as the council we cannot condone in our leadership. That's why we have launched that campaign, and we hope it will really help our students. Thank you.
Just to add on that, we have also organized an international trip, which was lastly organized at KCA by SACCO in the year 2018. I feel that is a change.
Do you think that you, in the office that you're in, do you think it will influence your career choices in the future? Like the position that you're in right now, do you think it will influence venye kazi yenye utapata in the future? Like imekupatia any sort of motivation kuendelea na hiyo cheo in the future in any position or company?
Okay, let me start. Yes, the position has really influenced, and it will really influence my career in the future. First of all, because when in the student leadership, you come into engagement with students with different characters. When I say different characters, people approach people differently. And when you're in leadership, you come across many different characters. And one way that this leadership has built me, it has taught me how to interact with different characters and how to condone their behavior. Because you find that someone can just come to you, they are rude, they're not polite, they expect you to help them even when you know that you can't. So it has really helped me on how I relate to people. So in my future career, I think it will be easier for me to interact with different characters out there. Thank you.
Yeah, it has influence and will keep influencing.
So on that, I think even before we joined the politics, maybe not the campus politics, leadership, it's all about starts with you. You lead when you first lead yourself. So as a leader and as a new generation leader of today, to me, it's a +1 in terms of my academics, in terms of my personal development, in terms of my leadership journey, in terms of even the corporate presentation when I'm on campus and out there. So it's a +1, absolutely, I can say. So yeah, it's quite influencing you because it opens you up to the opportunities and even in terms of mindset.
Okay. So when we were doing our research around campus, we were asking students if they know about you, and most of them were saying hawajui ni kazi gani mnafanya shule. And so we want you to tell the students who you are and what you're doing and venye mnatusaidia ama
I think I can say something on that, and it's quite funny. When you say you don't know about your leaders or student leaders, it's a challenge, and the challenge is to who? It's yourself. First, I challenge you because when you join campus, first you need to understand there is the management, there is the student leadership, and there is the spiritual nourishment. That is the spiritual part of it, where we have the societies, that is the CU, the SDAs, the Muslims, that is the spiritual part. the bridging gap in between now the student life and the administration, that's where the student leadership comes in. So first, when you join campus, you already know there is a student leadership somewhere. But if you don't take the initiative of one, attending the events, two, participating in the co-curricular activities, three, even trying at least to understand who is the leader here, who leads our student fraternity, the strategy it's on it. Because if you find all these leaders here, they are always on campus. You can't visit our SACCO office, you miss. There is nobody there. There is always a leader there. But if the student you don't come on board or maybe pass by the office, it's your office, it's where you belong as a student, because SACCO means Student Association of KC University. And once you pay your school fees, you qualify to be a bona fide member of SACCO. Therefore, if you don't take an initiative of trying to understand what happens there, we have more than 20,000 currently on campus. Imagine me going to find each and every one of the student. You know, it's a challenge. But the moment everyone feels that, yes, as a student, I need to understand what happens in the student body, I can take some time and visit our student leaders office, which office are just at the student center opposite the gym. So I challenge all the comrades, take the initiative, make at least an effort to understand and to know who is you and what happens in a student leadership. Thank you.
Is there anything that you want to add?
Yeah, basically, it is all starts with them. Yeah, because you find, as he has stated, if you don't know your leader, if you don't know your president in Kenya, is the problem the president or the problem is you? Again, yeah, what we do, we are the bridge. We are there and we are involved in all decision makings in the university. Any decision which is made, we're involved. Any challenge which maybe the university, the student may be facing, we collect the same through the class reps, raise it to the management. And then we try to ensure there is vibrant campus life for the students. You know, the administration is focused fully on academia and what. We as a council, we also focus on the campus life to ensure that there is a vibrant campus life in the university. That students are there and students have something which is off class to make them fun. That is why you organize bashes, that is why you do some other things. That is why you organize trips. That is not the main thing, but it's necessary to allow the students. Yeah, about how we do, of course they know, they're just ignorant. Yeah, and we do a lot, that is why we are there. It is up to them to take up to know us, and we're going to.
So, what are some of the challenges that you faced being in the positions that you're in right now?
We faced before we joined, or current we faced.
Before and during your time, what challenges have you faced being in the position that you're in right now by your PT command?
One of the greatest challenges faced by any student leader is balancing out between student needs and the management needs, and the sanity in all that. That is one of the biggest challenges. The student needs, which are contrary to the management needs. We are answerable to both of them, and you have to balance both of them, because we need the management for the running of the university, we need the students for the facilitation of the university. So that is one of the greatest challenges which we have faced, and which is faced by any student. Because you look, before you make any decision, you have to consider both sides, but you have to satisfy both sides.
Another challenge which I may say that as a student leader we face, it's balancing education and leadership. In leadership is a lot to do, and you find that most of the time you're required to attend meetings, to attend to stuff which concern the students. You're also a student, so balancing the education part and the leadership part, it's challengeable, but we try. we really try to manage it. Yeah.
So I think also as I end that you know student also forget that you also students kwa sababu wanafikiria sisi ni staff or sisi like you know nyinyi ni viongozi wetu, nyinyi ni wale wazee, but on the other side you also students. So in at times you find we have a lot of pressure that is you're trying to balance your personal life as a person, you're trying to balance the leadership thing and the student expectations. That is, if a student has a challenge or has an issue, he or she expects you must help him or you must solve that. But on the other side, they don't understand that you also as a leader, or as a representative, you also a student. So in between, you find yourself now as a person and as a leader. You're trying to balance a lot of things, and these things they give you a lot of pressure. So in some issues and some situations, I can say also we as leaders here, many of us battle some mental issues because when you have a lot of pressures and you see you're still young, most of us are still under 30, and to balance a lot of issues at that age, it can give you some mental situations. But in between, at least we try and absolutely come out of that situation and at least find the appropriate means to solve that. But it's quite challenging. Some issues sometimes, even when you're maybe having financial constraints. People don't understand you because when they come you as a comrade, as my friend, you know what, I'm having this and that. You're like, alas, how? But it's quite a situation that we find ourselves in. But above all, we try and we do our things to make sure that we represent the students well and we lead them well.
Okay, another challenge, which is, you know, most of the comrades are youth. Serving youth is not easy because comrades expect instant solutions. Instant solutions. Comrade akikuja kwa ofisi akiwa na challenge ya fees, ana expect hiyo module umsaidie funguliwe immediately, aende apewe exam card. But their processes, their policies. But you know, still we have to satisfy their demands. You know, we are also politicians, so we have to satisfy their demands. Therefore, that I feel also that is one of the challenges because most of the youth and most of the comrades expect instant solutions, including anyone else, including us. We expect if there's an issue in the module, they go make noise in the class group, the module is solved and we move on. But we don't understand their processes. Yeah, so that's what another challenge which maybe we face here and there. But we cope with them and push on because it's all about leadership and it's all about community.
Maybe what I can add, what Chairperson is trying to say, one main challenge that we face is student leadership in Kisii University. It's comrades comparing our leadership with public university leadership. Kisii is a private university, and how errands are run in Kisii cannot be the same how they are done in maybe UN, KU. Private universities uses policies, and even some of us, when we were campaigning to get into these seats, there are some of the manifestos that we had put in place. But now when you come into the leadership and you get acquainted with the policies of the university, you find that some things cannot just be implemented instantly because the policies have to be revised after every 3 years. Now let's say that the policy was implemented last year. It means that the next one can be changed when 2020, 2025, something like that. So that is something that our comrades don't understand. They want to see SACCO Council making noise like the student leadership in KU, in UN. It is very difficult in private universities. Yeah, but all in all, we really much try to stand for our comrades and hear out our issues to the administration. And our administration is a very loving administration. We listen to the comrades and they articulate what the comrades want.
And by the way, for the record, KCA as the best managed council in all private universities and the third best in all universities in the country. Because you comrades can wake up and text him via his email, this and this has to be sorted out. He will follow up, it will be sorted out. But have a walk to any other university, you'll be surprised. University student bodies are there to organize bash and cause riots. But here things are different. At KCA University, before anything is passed out, including how module will be done or whatever, there has to be a member of student body. And if he's not there, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Isaiah Watindiki, cannot proceed with that session. You get it? So as long as there are challenges, it's good to note that our management, it's quite listening. But you know, we are a big institution. Yeah, we have to have challenges here and there, here and there. And we as student leaders from main campus, he is the overall secretary of KCA University. He has to raise out issues from Western campus, Pengela campus, main campus, and town campus. And you know, balancing all that is not easy. Yeah. But now we try to push. That is why once you walk to those campuses to date, there's a construction of a new chill zone on the rooftop at Pengela campus and a cafeteria. There's a construction of a new cafeteria, parking, and a chill zone. And student shop rooms which will be rented and business done by students in all those campuses. These are not things done by management, because that's all about students. We come up with the suggestions, we give what we have, they support with what we have, and then we pull it together. So as long as there are challenges, we do our best. But now our students, ndio hapa nyinyi comrades mnakuanga tu wako tu. You see, there's a login system which was supposed to start, but it's not starting because we want everyone first to have an, what do you call it, electronic whatever ID provision. Yeah. We have CCTV cameras being installed everywhere, so that once you go to the library, your laptop is not taken, and if I take it, I'm able to be accountable for. You get it? Yeah, we have new service providers in the cafeteria. Yeah, because we want change, we want new things, we want to do things in which students expect us to.
So let's scale down a little bit to a more relaxed conversation. We want to know more about you individually. So what do you do outside the office to unwind and relax? You're not in the office.
Attached.
That's nice. Yeah. Personally, I do a lot. Most to start with, I'm a youth champion. I do a lot of youth engagements at the ground level route. I'm from Meru County. I run a CBO back at Meru County. We call ourselves Reclaiming Our Roots Kenya. We work mainly with youths in the informal settlements because that's where I grew up in Ghetto, Shag, Desinito Mchini Meru. And once you're brought up in the informal settlements, you really understand what it means to be a young people, a young person with nothing. That is, your parents, even you don't have them around. Let's say you're just depending on yourself. So it's a lot there. And most there is no one or maybe someone to keep them up. So as a young person, as a movement of young people, that's where we come in. Also I work under Ministry of Tourism. We have a youth program, and I think the first daughter of the Republic of Patron. So in the recent past, tourism is viewed as honorable, wase kutoka majuu, Walami, and what have you. So when the new CS came in, Penina Malonza, she came up with the idea that you can use the young people to promote tourism now inside the country. So I represent Meru County in that program. And still at least it helps a lot because when we have some engagement on our side as youth, in our CBO, at least we get some youths on board, we get something small, if it's activation, if it's any engagement, when you bring them on board, at least wanapata kitu kidogo na sustain for a while. Other things we just champion is inclusion and youth space, because you're likely to find that even in your counties and even the students, when it comes to young people, students, they are youth, the young people in the society. So when it comes to the youths, their spaces in the society, it's quite not that better or rather that hard. So we try to champion for that inclusion. That is, currently coming up with a youth policy that is being worked on my constituency level. We're trying to push it. It's something that is in roots of the youth who are just there. Some are just there, but others, they have maybe engagements and whatever. So in a way, I'm that person who is always tending to see that the youth space is hard and that the youth presence is quite very important and considered at the table. We say that youth should not be menu on the table. Youth should not be the menu. Instead, they should be on the table championing for their agenda. So I think that's briefly about me.
What I do, I sleep.
Was it to sleep?
Any hobby, what I do other than being a kid. Right? Okay. First, maybe on a scale of 0 to 100%, 65 or 60% of life is politics. And that answered my question. Okay, anyway, so back I am from the Rakanidi County. The chairperson was stood for all conference over there. One election. There was an election last December. So I'm also involved over there. We have activities for them organizing. I'm involved. Once I'm not here, you can find me there. Other than that, I love trying business. I do business here and there, once in a while. Yeah. Let's love doing a business. I do French business. Yeah, I do that. I'm also part of a group which we champion all qualifications, all acceptance in the Ministry of Interior, led by Professor Kidure Kidara. We have a group over there which we champion all of what he wants to do, champion affairs, champion everything else across the country. So if you don't find me, you can find other things you can find me. Other than that, you can find me watching and supporting Manchester United. Yeah. So I guess that's all. That is basically what I do. I used to play basketball, but now everything is done away. So now, just niko nataka kuingia football, the ladies team, men are best. Yeah, and thank you.
It's my turn now. Specifically, I don't like talking about myself, but I'll try to summarize it. What the question is?
What do you do between love and sexual?
Outside the office. First of all, I love mentoring. I'm in the mentorship program working in our county. There's an organization that I'm in that we let different schools and youths from different churches to talk to them. Me personally, I like encouraging because I've undergone a lot in my life. I was brought up in a family where this man, that's my father, mwenye anasema ma nitafutie. Yeah, so I like encouraging the youth. apart from that, I do for corporate business. I won't mention what I do many practices. That's also campus. I do a lot of businesses. Yeah. I like singing, I do sing, I play piano. Yeah. Na kwa hivyo it's obvious. I'm a very napenda socialize. So many people take me as a serious person. I'm not that serious.
Just a concern. You like singing.
Yes. That is one thing that
Just to clarify, which kind of music? Samba song? No.
I love gospel songs and bongo. Mimi ni Mswahili, mimi mwalimu wa Kiswahili. Napenda nyimbo za Kiswahili sana.
Lakini kwa ni makweli.
Okay, so I think if what was all about is I do hiking and I do also swimming. Yeah.
Well, okay, so I've noticed a pattern. Outside the office, you're still championing the group. So thank you very much. Most of us outside here, we are voiceless. We don't know how to begin, and we thank you so much for the efforts that you're putting in for us. Very, very much. So we've come to the end of the show. Now you know your leaders. Wamesimama watafute kama mnataka kuwajua, si wao wakuje kuwatafuta. So we really need to learn about our school more and learn about them more. We've seen that they're championing for us. They're doing everything that they can to make us comfortable in school, and we really need to be appreciative of all
Just
of that.
Just a parting shot.
Yeah.
So I'd also love to, I think, to say this as a shout out to students. And comrades, when they come here on campus, majority of them comes here as maybe innocent, very humble, very good kids. But when they reach maybe 30 or second years, some are so much into drugs, some are too much into other things that negatively affect their lives. So kindly comrades, respect the rules, the school rules. Usipatikane kwa examination regularities. Make sure that you don't indulge yourselves in drug and substance abuse. Make sure the way mzazi alikuleta hapa kama mtoto mzuri. You exit here as a good student and have graduated with what brought you. Otherwise, I wish you the very best in your campus life. All the best.
Do you also have a potential?
Welcome short.
Apart from the shots to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Comrades, to comrades, basically to all comrades, not just at KC, but outside, everywhere. Before you joined that university, you had a lot of dreams, and a lot of things you wanted to achieve. What I want to tell you, these things are achievable. Let nothing pull you down. In case of any challenge, that is how life is. But for us, we in any opportunity to advocate for you, we do our best. From what is happening in our country currently, let's all restrain the same. Let's focus on building a good country. Let us mobilize all resources for a better Kenya tomorrow. So KCA comrades, KCA is the best place to be. KCA is the best private university, not just in Kenya, but in the world. Be proud of being there. Expect the best from the council, expect the best from the management, and you won't regret. Other than that, mkikuja mpatana na sisi mtasalimia huko. Na pia mnanunua lunch, si kutisha lunch.
Oh yeah. So the comrades, I'll start with one motto that I like to use. I like to use this motto so much. It's possible. In anything that you're doing, in anything that you attempt to do, it is possible. When you came to KC, university. There are those goals that you have set as a comrade. I want to achieve this, I want to do this in life. But you find that in the middle of the campus life, most of us comrades, we are mingled away by peer pressure. Me like to nilelewa nayo. I thank my mother for that. She told me this, my son, learn how to live your life. Don't compare yourself with other people. Here we meet different people. Unapata watu wametoka kwa nyumba za matajiri, watu wametoka kwa maskini, watu wako katikati. Na sisi comrades, we like, mimi sijui nitasema aje, kucopy other lifestyles, which I don't really champion for. Live your life. Ishi kama mwenye kwenye kuku. Usifake life hapa na ukienda unaambia. It will haunt you. It will haunt your future. Other than that, anawatakia mema in your exams. Come next week. Msiende mtihani. Tafadhali. Me, I will be the happiest person. Ukisikia kuna disciplinary committee semester. So kindly, somee mtihani, adhere to all examination rules, and all you will. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And as a council, we are telling our comrades, don't dare accept the confused, organized, well confused, useless people being called Madamana. Be safe, stay at home, expect the best from the government of the president of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. William Samoei. Thank you.
So we've come to the end now. Everything that you've learned about them, let's keep them at heart. Everything that you've been told, mwelewa. Let's also get to understand each other. We understand that we're all here. So wapatie pressure sana. Kidogo tu. Let's understand them, and at least now we know more about them. We know more about SACCO. So yeah, from this, make sure mnawasalimia na mwajua vizuri. Thank you and welcome back next time. Bye.
See you.